For Popper, a key feature of any hypothesis is that it has to be falsifiable. He used this idea to explain the difference between science and what he called pseudo-science. A scientific hypothesis is one that can For Popper, a key feature of any hypothesis is that it has to be falsifiable. He used this idea to explain the difference between science and what he called pseudo-science. A scientific hypothesis is one that can be proved wrong. It makes predictions that can be shown to be false. If I say, there are invisible, undetectable fairies making me type this sentence, then there is no observation that you can make that will prove my statement is false. If the fairies are invisible and don't leave any trace, there is no way of showing that the claim that they exist is false. It is unfalsifiable and so not a scientific statement at all. Popper thought that many statements made about psychoanalysis were unfalsifiable in this way. He thought they were untestable. For example, if someone says that everyone is motivated by unconscious wishes, there is no test to prove this. Every bit of evidence, including people denying that they are motivated by unconscious wishes, is, according to Popper, merely taken as further proof that psychoanalysis is valid. The psychoanalyst will say, when the fact that you deny the unconscious demonstrates that you have a strong unconscious wish to challenge your father, but this statement can't be tested because there is no imaginable evidence that could show that it was false. Consequently, Popper argued, psychoanalysis wasn't a science. It couldn't give us knowledge in the way a science could. Popper attacked Marxist accounts of history in the same way, arguing that every possible outcome would count as support for the view that the history of humanity is a history of class struggle. So again, it was based on unfalsifiable hypotheses. In contrast, Albert Einstein's theory that light would be attracted by the sun was falsifiable. That made it a scientific theory. In 1919, observations of the apparent position of stars during an eclipse of the sun failed to refute it, but they might have done. The light from the stars was not normally visible, but under the rare conditions of an eclipse, scientists were able to see that the stars' apparent positions were where Einstein's theory predicted they would be. If they had seemed to be somewhere else, this would have undermined Einstein's theory of how light is attracted to very heavy bodies. Popper didn't think these observations proved that Einstein's theory was true, but the testability of the theory and the fact that scientists had been unable to show it to be false counted in its favor. Einstein made predictions which could have been wrong, but they weren't. Nigel Warburton, A Little History of Philosophy.